What's up everybody, welcome back to yet another video here from the cave. Today we're tying a fly that it's a must-have, especially if you're a salmon fisher or if you fish the rivers for trout. It's the Woolsock, and it's a very great fly, not only for salmon or trout in the rivers, but it has proven its worth on the coast as well, not in the coast, but on the coast. Before I start, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing to my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. Let's jump down to the vise here and tie out this Woolsock. So, let me just get this out of the way. First off, I mean, this fly is kind of like the red tag. I bet that's where it got its inspiration from. And it does kind of look like a red tag, and we can discuss that down in the comments. Is this really a red tag, or what do you think? Let's get some red wool in here. Just tie this down. Let's use that for bulk on the body. Just remember to stop a few millimeters from the hook eye, so you have room for a couple of extra turns of the hackle. Okay, so that's the red wool there. Before we do anything, let's just scruff that up. Just like this. I had a small comb once, here it is. So that is the red tail there. Might even trim it just a little bit. Like that. It's just to give that little hot spot. So this fly will have 3 hackles on it, one in the back, one on the middle, and one in the front. So let's start with the one in the back here. Needs to be a brown feather. I've chosen one that's long enough for the entire fly here, and this fly this feather kind of has a black middle, because the body will also be black, and I think it looks really good on the fly. So starting from the very tip of this feather, fold everything back like this, snip that off, tie it in, get this thread a little bit out of the way, catch that, or maybe, nah, don't need a hackle plier for that. Just be careful that you don't pull this too hard, it will break. So let's give this a few turns and have a look. Oh, that's setting. That was 3. Let's stop at 3. And you kind of have to, I mean, this might be different with the feathers you have, because there are not 2 feathers that are exactly the same. So you have to kind of get some turns in and then have a look. If you find it's enough or too little for you, then just give it a few more turns. I want this to be slightly not what's the word? You don't want it to be overdressed, and I want this to be very sparse because you do get 3 hackle points here, so it will get quite thick if you're not careful. I hope that makes sense. So let's get some black dubbing on here. In this case, I'll just be using some Senio's laser dub because it's just so easy to work with. It does have a little bit of flash mixed in. Here I'm also thinking about the taper, so I'm not applying too much dubbing in the back, and it will get thicker towards the hook eye. Around this point here, that's roughly the middle. Let's grab that same feather. And because feathers are like they are, I mean they go from thin fibers to thick in the end, you could just, you know, move up a few millimeters on that feather. Do the same thing. Trim this off and tie that in, and that way the fly will get the right taper here. Make sure it's nice and tight. Get this out of the way. Same thing. Get a few turns in here. 2. Let's make 3. Back it up a little bit here. Catch the feather. A few turns in front and behind it. So that's nice and secure. Cut off the feather and then tie up against this a little bit. Just this will force it back. See it here. Then move your way up to that point right around there, because that is where I want the last hackle to be. So again, grab some black dubbing. This time a little bit more. See it here, just ever so slightly. And of course, you don't have to be this meticulous with it. I guess you could use some black chenille actually. Can't remember the original one, which kind of dubbing it had. It just needs to be black. There we go. Grab the same feather. Again, move up a little bit on the feather here to where the longer fibers are. Hold everything back like this. Snip that off. A little bit shorter. Catch that. And now I think I'll be putting on that hackle plier. And in front here, I want just at least one more turn than the other ones, just so it gets a little bit thicker in front. Let's get one more in. That's looking good. Catch that. back like this. Get some securing turns in. Catch that. Make a nice little head here. Just like so. Make a whip finish. Cut off the thread. If you don't like that white finish there, just take a permanent marker, color that. So now you have a black head. Like that. Maybe give the fly a little bit of a brush if there's any trapped fibers in there. Now it also has a little bit of flash mixed in there. I think it looks really, really good. And you can see why this resembles the red tag a lot. Not the same, but almost. Let's get some varnish on that head. That there is the finished Woolsock. Go ahead and give this one a go. It's a really, really cool pattern. Fun to tie, not too difficult, and it's a very fishy fly. So that is the fly there for you. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching yet again. I really do appreciate every one of you. Check out some of the links. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.